everybody, Karen Roby and Ed Bott here for ZDNet, talking today about Cortana. And Ed, great article that you put here together for us. And I just have to ask out of the gate, I was thinking that Cortana is a character from a video game, correct?
That is correct. That is
Okay.
the genesis. The genesis of the Cortana character goes back to the game Halo,
Yes.
and it's this super smart uh, character in the way off in the future somewhere. And back in 2014, when all the big tech companies were introducing their voice-powered personal assistants, we had Siri from Apple and we had Alexa from Amazon. Well, Microsoft's entrant was Cortana. And, Cortana was a really interesting feature, started out on the mobile side in Windows Mobile, and then migrated into Windows 10. And it was kind of a signature feature of Windows 10. You could click the little Cortana icon down near the start button, and you could talk to your PC and it would answer you back. You could ask questions, like the sort of things that you would search for online. But you could also, Microsoft actually hired some high-powered, very expensive Hollywood writers to write jokes for Cortana. So Cortana had this amazing collection of dad jokes. So if you had, I checked on a couple of them today. Why did the hipster burn his mouth on his coffee? Because he drank it before it was cool. So that was Cortana. So Cortana was basically designed to compete with Apple's Siri and Amazon's Alexa, but never really quite took off.
And you keep talking about, of course, in past tense, and it was this or it was that. So is it no more, or what actually happened to it?
Well, that was kind of what I went to investigate today, because everyone who installed the latest update, the latest feature update to Windows 10 version 2004, suddenly discovers that the Cortana icon has changed completely. It's still there, but where the Cortana feature used to have this big, Cortana had a notebook, and the notebook was filled with information about you, and you could go in and you could list your preferences for food and exercise and music, and Cortana would learn from this notebook and would just get smarter and smarter and give you things. Well, Cortana's notebook is gone now, and Cortana has been replaced by this very simple Q&A interface, and so you can ask questions, but all the questions are now, the sample questions are business related. What do I have on my calendar for today? When is my status report due? Do you want me to help? You want help filing your expenses? Things like that. Instead of and if you try to go with any of the features that Cortana used to have, Cortana responds to you, "I'm sorry, I can't do that." Cortana had this whole collection of third-party skills, from music services, from Fitbit, from even insurance companies like Progressive and Safeco had Cortana skills, they were called, and all of those third-party skills are gone now. So Cortana is sort of transmogrifying in front of our eyes here.
So what do you think then? So, what do you think is going to happen to it, though? Well, what will happen from here?
Well, Microsoft's been telegraphing this for a while. They started talking about this a year ago, and they sort of unveiled everything this week. Cortana, instead of being a sort of all-purpose assistant that works everywhere, is going to be a feature in Microsoft 365, which of course is the new name for what we used to know as Office 365. So even though it's in Windows 10, it's really going to be a feature of Microsoft 365, and in particular, it's being aimed at organizations that have business and enterprise subscriptions to Microsoft 365 Office 365. So the whole idea is that you're going to get an email every day from Cortana that's going to say, here's what's on your calendar. By the way, I've gone through your files and your email, and I've put together a list of things to help you prepare for your upcoming meetings. And oh, by the way, would you like some help preparing your expense report? And I can book some time for you on your calendar for the half hour before your meeting so that you have time to prepare for it. So it's being turned into an enterprise feature. In fact, if you go to the Microsoft's official documentation, you'll find that they're calling the old version of Cortana a legacy feature. And the new version is really being aimed at enterprise customers. So even though it will still be there for people who have just a garden variety Windows 10 installation, the practical thing to do probably is to right-click the taskbar and remove the checkbox from the little thing that says "Show the Cortana" button, because unless you really want those dad jokes, because you know what, the dad jokes are still there.
Still there. I love it. Yeah. Well, that's really interesting, from hearing it again, as we mentioned, as the character from Halo, and then to bring it back of sorts in this new way. Very interesting. I'm sure it'll be interesting too. I know you talk a lot back and forth in the comments with readers and those that watch these videos to see kind of what their experience has been or what they think about all of this.
Yeah, exactly. For the most part, I don't think that Cortana, one reason why the consumer-facing feature is being removed is because most people didn't use it. So I have a feeling the most common reaction from people is, Cortana was still there?
Right. Well, yeah, exactly. All right. Well, interesting as always, Ed. And thanks for the joke, of course. We'll add that one to our list. And for more on Cortana, make sure you check out Ed's full article there on ZDNet. Thanks for watching, everybody.